Hi everyone, greetings from National Skills Network. As you have watched few of our videos, conversations with experts, with leaders from the industry, with leaders from the government, officials who are heading important positions and important organizations that are driving work integrated education in India, especially higher education. So in that context, today we have with us Professor K. Hemachandra Reddy, who is the chairman of Andhra Pradesh State Council for Higher Education. Sir, thank you so much for accepting our invite, and we are really privileged to have this conversation with you today to understand more about how a state education council for higher education, that is trying out new ways of integrating work, employment with education. So in that context, let's hear from you more about how are you addressing the changing goals of higher education today in India when we are talking about enhanced employability, better employment, and going beyond disciplines of engineering and technology, sir?
Mother, it's a pleasure talking to you this evening. Thank you for choosing me for this conversation.
Thank you.
You have raised a very pertinent question today. Whole of the country is talking about the reforms in higher education, courtesy the national education policy that was rolled out in 2020. I think it has kick-started a serious discussion across the country on the reforms, necessary reforms that we need to bring into higher education fold. Madhuri, most of us are very clear that higher education for almost decades, since the last national education policy, started importing very strong theoretical and fundamental knowledge in the classrooms. And the network that these higher education institutions ought to have, connected with the industry, that completely missed out of this whole system. Now, for the last 2.5 decades, people are continuously talking about Industry Institute Connect, but it never seriously happened. As a result, our classrooms are more theory-oriented. The students, whoever are acquiring degrees, they started moving out of the portals of the institution with a strong theoretical background, but almost negligible practical inputs into that. You rightly said the other disciplines on par with the professional education. In fact, particularly in Andhra Pradesh, there's a skewed growth in professional education. The conventional branches of engineering are mostly neglected. So that is being taken as a last resort for the student. So first option for the parents as well as students is the professional education. And when I said theory-ridden teaching learning process happening in the classrooms, quite naturally, today sector skill councils are all talking about the skills required for the students to become employable, and universities are now being advised to concentrate more on this, on importing the skills so that students become employable by the time they pass out. We have been going through NASCOM reports for quite some time about the percentage of employable graduates our Indian higher education system is producing. Never it crossed 25%. So this is a time for all of us to sit back and introspect very seriously about the fate of the remaining 75% of the students. It's not that we don't have jobs, but definitely the ways and means by which we can equip them with the skills so that they become employable going forward.
Yes,
so seriously, when you ask me to sum it up, the theoretical knowledge and almost the disconnect between the higher education institution and the society is seen predominant. Societal connection is almost lost. So once again, I think we need to engage ourselves in connecting to the society, establishing that network as well. So in my opinion, be it commerce, arts, sciences, or engineering, all of them shall be treated on par, and the practical component shall be brought into the curriculum. and the skills shall be propagated, the life skills, skill development in multidisciplines and skill enhancement in the domain in which the student is pursuing education. These are the things that we have to look at it. Particularly people like us, educational administrators, we should be concentrating more at that.
So it's really nice to know that you have very nicely summarized the important points which perhaps are high on agenda for Andhra Pradesh government as well. So it is mainly pointing towards the parity or the equivalence and other aspects where we are considering all the disciplines being put on the same level, like you very rightly said, non-engineering disciplines as well. And states like Andhra Pradesh and Telangana have always, I think parents always wanted their kids to become engineers.
I know.
And out of engineering also, sir, I think people don't find civil engineering that aspirational today. And
That's a recent trend. That's a recent trend. Other than why civil engineering, other than computers,
yes,
nothing is acceptable to anyone. Yeah.
And so then how do we address the industry need for civil engineers? So you see there are questions like this in engineering itself. Now another important point about because you already spoke about skilling, you must be working closely with the Andhra Pradesh Skill Development Corporation as well, with combined the collaborations, etc. So how is overall higher education leading to, let's say, better employment or promoting entrepreneurship? I also had a look at your website where you're talking about CBCS, you're talking about work integrated vocational courses. So how is this gap, which was there between knowledge and skills, now being bridged with your initiatives, sir?
Yeah, Madhuri, you just came into a right topic, topic I love the most. We have been working very hard for the last 3 years in the state of Andhra Pradesh, revamping the whole of the curriculum and the philosophy of education. It all started with the dynamic leader, Honorable Chief Minister Y.S. Jagannath Reddy garu. He took initial steps in, bringing in skill into higher education. Now, in fact, it is his vision that a student shall stay in higher education for considerable time, and most part of the time he should be spending on acquiring practical skills. Education, along with education, providing them hands-on experience is going to be the crucial thing that we render them to make them employable. That is the philosophy with which the whole of the thing worked out in Andhra Pradesh. Now, very quickly, just almost simultaneously, NAB rolled out sometime in August 2020. We also have parallelly rolled out around the same time, maybe a little early, rolled out our choice-based credit system curriculum. The newly designed curriculum, we have brought in 40% of skill component into the curriculum. Now, we have done away with rote learning, such subjects which are mandatory, which earlier used to be mandatory. We got them away, and we almost brought in 30 to 40% of the courses as skill development, skill-oriented courses. Now, you were rightly talking about our coordination with the AP Skill Development Corporation. For the first time, Higher Education and Skill Development Corporation are working together. In fact, they were working as two different entities, never interacted between them. But today, we are a single entity working for the cause. And we know when we have introduced 30 to 40% of the courses as skill-oriented courses, we know that the capacity is not built in the higher education system. The teachers are not really equipped to teach these skills in the classrooms. So that's where our collaboration with the Skill Development Corporation has become very handy as such. Now, not only that, capacity building among the teachers in higher education is a very important aspect. We have decided to go, on a large scale, training these teachers on emerging trends and latest skills that industry is looking at. So simultaneously, on one hand, we have redesigned the curriculum. On the other hand, we are building the capacity in the higher education institutions. Both are simultaneously happening. And fortunately for us, the pandemic has given us a new way of embracing the online learning. So we have gone seriously with online learning today. A very strong ecosystem has been built in Andhra Pradesh in terms of utilizing online education, online learning. This apart, Madhuri, I must mention here at the insistence of our Honorable Chief Minister, we've introduced 10 months mandatory internship to the students across the higher education institutions of the state. You rightly raised about the point distinguishing between professional and conventional education system. Now, this 10 months mandatory internship is made mandatory both for the conventional degrees like BA, BCom, BSc, and also for engineering, pharmacy, all kinds of professional programs. Now, when we introduced this, many eyebrows went up, and people were looking at us very suspiciously whether we can actually, ground this particular idea very effective. And today, you see, right at this point of time, 2.25 lakh students, 225,000 students are pursuing their internship in one go in the state of Andhra Pradesh. We have made extensive measures, elaborate measures of identifying, mapping, providing internship to the students. We have worked out logistics, we have worked out the interests of the students and any sector for that matter. I must mention here, if I have time to cover all those things, entire state government is coming in support of higher education system. Never you must have witnessed this large-scale integration, large-scale support that higher education is getting from the government. Now, we have a committee at the state level with Chief Secretary as the chairman and almost 16 principal secretaries working on internship opportunities globally and statewide internship opportunities, major internship opportunities. And we have constituted state level, district level committees with district collector as chairman, the vice chancellors, registrars, principals as members. Now, these committees are extensively identifying. We have created a very strong, robust industry institute connect portal. We have right now 9 lakh students registered onto it. It's now a single sign-on portal. Anything that I place it here, within no time it is reaching all 9 lakh students. And that's how we have built a very solid platform where, any opportunity that is made available is made known to the student, and students are with effortless ease, they are opting for their internships. And today, in my opinion, we started a very sincere initiative, and with all the commitment of the leadership backing us, today we could make it a reality. And going forward from next year onwards, we'll be offering 3.5 lakh internships to the students. Maybe I need your permission to mention one more thing about it. I said we have created a very strong ecosystem in terms of online learning. Today, you see, in Andhra Pradesh, 185,000 students are undergoing virtual internships in major IT-enabled companies. Major, you talk about Oracle, AWS, Microsoft, Salesforce, and many major companies are now coming to Andhra Pradesh. And today, you see, if I don't know if I can quote this example. I was talking to the Salesforce team the other day. They said they have overall 1.5 lakh registrations for virtual internships all across the country, of which 70,000 are from Andhra Pradesh. So we almost are occupying 50% of the space. So a strong ecosystem has been built. We for sure are convinced, we made our stakeholders convinced about the need for practical learning and get away from that rote learning, routine learning, and getting ready to pass the examinations and scoring marks in the examinations. We have realized very quickly that this is not going to help the primary stakeholder, the student. So probably at this point of time, I thought, with the kind of initiatives we brought in, we are completely rejuvenating, unshackling the higher education system of its old beliefs. Probably we are allowing fresh fruit to ripen. So that's the way we are going forward. Madhuri, if I've taken a little longer time, please bear with me.
Well, no, sir, that was really good. We got to hear about all the details from you. And I think the important aspect is how you are synergizing the efforts from the Skill Development Corporation as well as the higher education, which I think is very exemplary.
I
So
should I should inform
yeah.
Madhuri as such, we are tying up with NASCOM very closely, and we are working very closely with NASCOM. NASCOM now today is, for all practical purposes, is filling Andhra Pradesh as its partner, innate partner. So that way, we are receiving help from almost many professional bodies. Probably I thought, or we thought, our initiatives attracted many thinkers across the country to come and support our initiative. Maybe that's one reason why Madhuri is starting to be.
Sir, besides ITES industry, there must be focus on others also, right? Maybe you can give a couple of examples, like from manufacturing and other industries, how you're getting this collaboration, how is the partnership working? And also from our channel, many people would be interested to know if they can partner, Andhra Pradesh government in some way, to be a part of your ecosystem in strengthening your efforts. So maybe you can throw some light on this as well.
Yeah, Madhuri. Yeah, in fact, I would be happy to throw some light on that. I said only 1.85 lakh students are undergoing virtual internship. Remaining right now in 2.2 lakh students who are undergoing internship, very close to 1.8 lakh are pursuing their physical internship, at the places quite nearby. As I've told you, we have state level committee, district level committees working very closely. We did not leave any stone unturned at this point of time. We have contacted micro, small, medium enterprises, major business houses like Kriya, industrial houses, or like Kriya steel plant and thermal power plants, any major industries existing in Andhra Pradesh, and also the locally available small scale industries. We did not leave even the professionals like chartered accountants, lawyers, and business houses, business establishments. We almost approached everyone across the state of Andhra Pradesh. And that is the reason why, with effortless ease, our students are now mapped to the internship. They are undergoing 2 months internship for the first time. Maybe by the start of academic year, maybe by November 15th, we will be putting at least 2 lakh students on 6 months, longer term internships. So I think, we are no, we are never forcing anyone for that matter. We are leaving the option to the student. We let him choose whether it is in a physical internship or virtual internship or internship in an IT-enabled service company or core sector. And almost every sector like energy, medical, mechanical, manufacturing, electronic, almost all the industries we have covered. For the first time, we thought, a synergy is existing in Andhra Pradesh now. Every government department is now looking at higher education now today. I receive so many letters every day from my principal secretaries. They are so keen and enthusiastic to let me know a few internships that are available with them. So that way, every officer is working on it. So, but for this, it would not have been an easy job providing 2.2 lakh internships.
Right.
And as you rightly said, some of your partners, if they are willing, I said we have a very robust, very strong industry institute connect portal. Maybe then what all they need to do is they need to let me know their requirements and the number they want, and any of those conditions they want to impose on the students before observing them for internship. That's enough. Remaining things will take care, and they need not travel a lot. They need not contact multiple sources. One single point of contact, AP State Council of Higher Education. That's more than enough for everyone.
Yeah, I think so. With this robust system of internships that you're building, I can also see that it's sending out a strong message to the students, the parents, and society that education has to be connected with work and opportunities to work, and the future of work is also going to be quite different. So, in that case, or in that situation, how do you foresee the outcomes and the results? I'm asking you a bit, something which is like in the future. So how do you see these things unfolding, like probably, some kind of outcomes? Do you already see those positive returns when all these students are going in for internships?
Seriously, Madhuri, I think I told you since 2019 we are into these reforms. We are completely understanding that the change is quite inevitable now. So we went and approached all the stakeholders, the institutions. We took them into confidence. Today, as a consequence, as a result of this, today, parents and students are now thinking alike that something good is happening to them. And if you want me to establish the benefits that we have already reaped, 2019-20, we had 37,000 campus placements. And 2021, we moved to around 62,000. And 21-22, we already reached 89,000 placements. So we are increasing, and the average salary is also increasing from almost 2.2 to 4.2 today. So seriously, in terms of numbers, yes, we are very happy about the numbers growing, and we are very happy to see the confidence instilled into the higher education system. We are very happy, as far as GER is concerned. We moved from 32.4 to 35.2 in one go between 1819 and 1920. So we almost have grown at 8.2% against the national average of 3.4. So that way, we also have very serious measures going on from the government. Government for the government and our Honorable Chief Minister Y.S. Jagannath Reddy garu, the education has become very priority sector for it. And today, the Andhra Pradesh is one state where every student, entire higher education, is free of cost for all the students. They need not pay even a single rupee to pursue their education. And all these initiatives, whatever I said, like skilling and internships, student need not spend even a single rupee from their pocket. So that way, so it's all coming at free of cost, and people are appreciating. And we see sooner or later, we see a transformed society. And probably, in my opinion, with all my understanding, I've been a professor for the last 30 years, we are for sure moving towards a knowledge society. And probably we want to label as a strong skill force in Andhra Pradesh. So that is the aim with which we are working. Probably we are extending our invitation to all the industries. Look at Andhra Pradesh in the next 2 to 3 years. Name a sector, you find your skills here. That's it.
Yeah, that's so nice to hear, sir. But before I close this conversation, I have just one question to ask you. We are also looking at, promoting entrepreneurship among youth. And I have also seen on your website, you have a course on entrepreneurship. So is there anything focus which is being done so that, because we see there will be dropouts from the engineering or other colleges also, people might be interested, so they may not be academically oriented. How are you trying to mobilize these people, advise them, and maybe show them the route of job creators?
That's right. In fact, you see, everyone wants to be an employed. It's very difficult to find employment for everyone, particularly in a new state like Andhra Pradesh. So quite naturally, we need to encourage entrepreneurs. For some reason, I don't know, it is a neglected field for quite long, I guess. For namesake, academic purpose, we had a subject like entrepreneurship in the curriculum, but it was never taken seriously. Now we are right now trying a few informal methods. We are promoting entrepreneurship, innovation, startup centers in higher education system. We are closely tied up with our Innovation Society of Andhra Pradesh. Now we have in the last 2 years we have established 553 entrepreneurship innovation startup centers in various institutions. We have an Atal incubation center going very strong at SK University, now which is taking a lead role, mentor role, and we also have identified virtual mentors, so that students get their help wherever they are, in whatever corner they are in Andhra Pradesh. So our primary aim is to strengthen these 500, spread these 553, enhance this 553 entrepreneurship incubation startup centers to, close to 1,000 in the near future, and also give them sufficient support. We are trying to seek the CSR funding from the corporate. We are very seriously pursuing with the industrial houses to adopt one such center and then nurture them very closely. So we want more entrepreneurs to emerge from Andhra Pradesh higher education system. Basically, Madhuri, the point we all need to understand is the theoretical orientation in the classroom for a long time did not allow our students to think fresh and different out of the box.
Right.
Now, today, we are asking them to go into the society. We made 2 months mandatory social engagement project for them. Now, for the first time, every student of higher education will get engaged with the society for 2 months. And we have incorporated that in the curriculum. And on top of it, this mandatory internship. I think students quite naturally will expand their horizons.
Right.
They will think differently. And on top of it, a structured support to these entrepreneurship incubation startup centers in Andhra Pradesh. I'm sure, down the line, we are going to make it big.
Yeah, that's really wonderful, sir, to hear about how you have gone into looking at the details, like making sure that they don't limit themselves to the bookish knowledge that most of us in our generations were acquiring. So the new generation, I think, has to do things differently. And really interesting to hear more about how things are going at your end. And we would be really happy to publish the updates as well in future from you. So do send them to us. And thank you so much, sir, on behalf of our team for giving us your time and sharing all the details about the initiatives and the outcomes. We would love to hear from you in future as well. Thank you so much.
Madhuri, before I sign off, I have a request to make to you.
Yeah.
Andhra Pradesh is ready for any kind of experimentation in higher education. We are quite flexible at this point of time, and any fresh thoughts are welcome. Any fresh support is welcome, and any experiments are welcome. Now we want to try on trial and error basis or scientifically. We want to unshackle the system of all its old beliefs, and we'll be very glad if through this interview, if we can get connected to more, industrial houses and more entrepreneurs, so that I can be doing more justice to my students, enrolled students.
Sure, sir. We really hope this interaction helps others in reaching out, and also it's really amazing to see the kind of openness and the flexibility which is already there in the system, and you're welcoming more of it. So I'm sure this is going to be very enriching, and it might be good for others also to reach out to you, and we will try our best to do that as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madhuri. Very nice talking to you.
Thank you, sir. Goodbye.